When I go into a food pantry or a soup kitchen, I see opportunity. Hungry people can't think. You can't strategize about getting a job, about finding higher paying employment, about continuing your education, about taking care of your kids. You can't think about any of those things if you haven't eaten anything today.
There are 49 million Americans that we've identified as being food insecure. We have more than enough food in this country to feed everybody. The challenge is we waste 40% of our food. If we could reorient that waste to get it to people in a timely, efficient, and safe way, we could end food insecurity.
When I was 14, I was in 8th grade, and I would spend a lot of time volunteering at the food pantry. Most of the other volunteers were much older than I was, and our dumpster was outside. I am from Iowa. We get ice. And if anybody ever had to go throw something away, I would offer to do it. We were throwing food away because we were given donations that we couldn't use. It was incredibly difficult to tell people in the next town over that we had a bunch of free food that we would like to give them. And it blew my mind that that was a difficult conversation to have. I thought, but we have the internet. Why don't we use it to talk to each other? And the week after I graduated high school, I met Grant. And everything changed.
She looked over at my computer screen because I was sitting there working on a coding project, and she said, "Oh, can you code?" My initial reaction when Maria Rose pitched the idea to me was that surely this is not a problem that phones have not already solved, or that the email system can't solve. But what no one had built was a nationwide database that made it easy for food banks or people with extra food to simply say, I have food, here's what it is, which nonprofit wants it. So we set out to build that.
Welcome to Means. We are an online platform for food pantries. They tell us where they are, what they need, and how far they're willing to travel to get it. And anytime anybody's got it, whether that's a restaurant or a grocery store or another food bank, we let them know about it via text or email, or both, and it's all free.
Maria clearly had a passion for making a difference in the fight against hunger. But more importantly, she had an idea and she had acted on it. For a generation, good people working in food banks have thrown away food. Maria was the first person I met that went about actually solving the problem of that internal food waste within the hunger fighting movement.
We're now working with more than 800 individual organizations in 45 states. We're helping move thousands of pounds of food a month, both from retailers and in between food pantries, food that otherwise would have ended up in the trash.
Prince George's County, Maryland is approximately 15 to 20 miles from our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. However, a lot of the residents still suffer with food insecurity and not having the money to buy food.
Good to see you, as always.
We have an event where we were inviting the entire community, and we had to pre-bag 7,000 lunch bags that included some perishable items. And the event was a rainy day event, so our projected attendance was not where we thought it would be. And we had to find a way to dispose of 3,600 lunch bags. I contacted Maria Rose, and within hours, those bags were claimed. The food pantry that claimed that they were going out on the streets of Washington, D.C. and in Maryland and feeding the homeless. If we didn't have the Means database, the bags of food would have gone in the dumpster. I understand what it is to go to the refrigerator and it's just the light bulb on. I understand what that is because I have gone to bed hungry as a child.
What Maria brought to the table was that passion, that caring, that nuanced understanding of people in need that we see in the nonprofit sector, and blended it with the innovation, the strategic approach, and the data-driven philosophy that we now prize in the for-profit sector.
If we had a crisis that was affecting 1 in 6 Americans, that was strongly associated with not finishing high school, not going to college, that was strongly associated with bad health outcomes, with mortality, with incarceration, with behavioral health issues. If we had a crisis that was doing that to 1 in 6 of us, we would be freaking out. And that's exactly what hunger is. It's not going to be easy and it's not going to be quick, but we can fix this and we should.